All right, are we live? Yes, we are live, guys. We are live. You see, Unreal Man here. The truth of the man is fair. Yes, I'm a bit excited today. I'll tell you why I'm a bit excited today. But yeah, man. I'm back, man. I know I haven't given you guys nothing in a while. It's not that I've been on YouTube, but I've just been why am I losing my words? I've just been busy, man. This time of the year is really, really busy. That's how it is. So yeah, I thought I'd give you guys a little something, man. You know, it's good to give you guys something because I've been gone for a month, but I'm back. So yeah, man, I want to talk about an important topic today. As always, we always talk important topics, but you know, I want to talk about this whole pandemic that we're in and what you have to do. All right, so right now we're in a lockdown over here. Okay, we are currently in a lockdown, which isn't good. Isn't good at all. But what really prompted me to make this stream, okay, is that today I received something in the post, and something I've been waiting for a while. And immediately when it dropped through the post, I saw the outside packaging. I knew what it was, and I knew that my time has come. You might be thinking, what was it, Unreal? It was my passport. I've got my new passport. So with me having my new passport, obviously it gives me the license to now travel and escape this current situation that I am in. Okay? So, with me being able to escape the current situation that I am in, the next question is where to go? Where to go? And that's really what this video is about. Because we all need to get out of the West, one way or another. We're all gonna need to get out of the West. Staying in the West, at this point, is not an option. For me, you have to be crazy to want to stay in the West. That's my opinion. You can call me over the top, you can call me whatever the hell you want, but that's my opinion. To me, you're crazy if you want to stay in the West at this point. Brian says Thailand. You haven't checked the data. That's important for you to check. It's not the, I don't know if data is the right word, but Thailand is closed, bro. I'm gonna get into that later. Because I had a plan. Okay? But when I checked, I realized that actually the countries that I was thinking of going to are closed, man. They're closed. There's nowhere to go. For the most part. You know, but it's important to realize that this pandemic, okay, We're only a third of a way through it. I hope you guys realize that. Some of you guys are in the US, okay? Some of you guys are in the US. Some of you guys might be Trump fans, I don't know. I personally don't care what your politics are. But having a president like Biden, who is very pro-lockdown, is going to destroy the economy even further. Let me tell you something. A country cannot sustain, okay, a 2 years of constant locking down of important industries. A country cannot sustain that. It doesn't matter, I mean, these countries are already in debt. They just cannot sustain it. It's an unsustainable formula. And that's what some people are saying. But the amount of time that we've been in this pandemic, 9 months, they're going to keep doing it. In contrast to countries like China. Do you know that China's been out of the pandemic since last summer? Summer 2020. Not last year, but the summer that we just passed. China's been out of the pandemic since summer, guys. A lot of people don't know that. China never really closed down in that way. Exactly, China is open. China is open. They're the real winners. Because the reality is that China's still doing business. They're making money. Their industries are flourishing. Now, of course, an economic depression is going to have a knock-on effect. It's a global, we are in a global economy to a certain extent. But the reality of the situation is this, okay? These Western countries, and countries that you may not even consider Western, but just look at the map, any country that's really aggressive with locking the whole thing down, those countries, okay, all of them, okay, all of them are going to suffer the worst in this economic situation, guys. They're going to suffer worse. Some of you guys may be ignorant and may think, oh, it's not that bad, it's not that bad. It is bad. It is bad, my friend. It's really bad. It's really bad, man. It is really bad. Because the last economic depression, the last Great Depression, lasted 10 years, I think, in total. This isn't a joke. Some of you guys might think this is a joke. This isn't a joke, man. This is real. This is a real pandemic, bro. In a sense that I say when it's a real pandemic, obviously we know the whole thing has been manipulated. But is this thing even playing? I don't know if this thing's even playing. Sorry guys, if you are watching, I don't know if this thing's even playing. Okay, what's going on right now? I don't know what's going on right now, but let me just get back to what I was saying. So yeah, we have to understand that this depression is real, man. It's not no joke. And you have to start looking at the countries that I can see what is coming. If you guys had followed me, what I was saying from the beginning of this pandemic, you would have at least had enough money to get out of country and survive for a few months to get yourself on your feet, man. You would have at least had enough money to do that. Because I told you guys that it is of optimal importance to get your money. I told you guys this from the offset. You gotta get your money right. Because now we're in a situation whereby only the rich, well, not the rich because I'm poor, but only the people with online incomes or people with savings are going to be able to get out of this pandemic. When you look at the USA, 78% of people are living check to check in the USA. How are those people going to get out of the pandemic? They're not. They're stuck. They're stuck. They're stuck in the pandemic, man. That's the brutal, harsh reality. That we have millions of people, well, it's more like hundreds of millions of people in the West that are stuck in a pandemic. Whereas people like me, I can come out of this pandemic. I'm here by choice. You know, now that I got my passport, I have a license to come out of this pandemic. The question is, do you? I want to hear from you guys. Be honest. I know there's not many people here, but be honest. Can you get out of this pandemic? Don't ask me a question, Legendary Journey. I'll answer you if you answer me. Be honest. Can you get out of this pandemic? You know? Can you get out of this pandemic? That's the most important question. Because if you're stuck in this pandemic, you're finished. I don't want to sound all doom and gloom, but it's true. You are finished. You know? You're finished if you can't get out of this pandemic, man. And it is your own fault if you've been watching this channel for that long. Some of you guys have been watching me for years. I bet you didn't take any action. I told you guys back in March, April, start an online business, man. Online sales are booming. You guys know I'm an online entrepreneur because people still got money. You know, you didn't put your money in Bitcoin. I've not been a big proponent of Bitcoin, but, you know, Bitcoin for the time being has been hot. You know, if you put some money in Bitcoin at the beginning of this pandemic, you got enough if you sell it. I don't know how viable it is in these other countries, but you've got enough if you sell it to live in another country for a few months, for you to get yourself on your feet, man. You know, that's the thing. If you can't come out of this situation right now, you're in trouble. you know. And I've been a guy who has predicted many things correctly. You know, a lot of people hate my guts, let's be real. A lot of people do hate my guts. A lot of people do hate my guts, but at the end of the day, I mean, who was right though? Who was right all along? You know, I'm not trying to beat my own horse because I've been wrong about many things. But was I not right about this? Was I not right about if you start an online business, if you save your money, you will be free? That will give you freedom. I'm not the only guy who says that, but a lot of people don't want to accept it. It's like, do you think that any country can survive 2 years of a shutdown? We're only a third of a way through this pandemic. You know, I mean, do you sell all your stuff or put it into a storage unit? Depends what you have, man. Gold, silver. I don't know what the hell to do with gold and silver, man, to be honest with you. Maybe you're gonna have to consult if you have gold and silver. I don't, but if you have gold and silver, I don't know what the hell to do with that, man. You're gonna have to consult an expert. You may have to pay him a few $100, but I'm putting this on somebody's house, by the way. If this falls, man, I'm gonna have to go into the house. But anyway, yeah. I don't know, man, what you have. You know, if you've got a PC, sell it and buy a laptop. You know, I was thinking about buying a new PC, but I don't know about that now. I can still buy it and sell it. I mean, but yeah, I mean, okay, you follow an economist who preaches pretty much the same as me. Well, the economist is way more qualified than me, you know, but if we're saying the same stuff, then that's good. I mean, the point is that, you know, these countries are done. You know, the idiots who decided to have kids, I'm sorry, but you're finished. Because how are you going to be able to take a wife and kids to another country? You can't. You know, only the rich can do that. A lot of people over 30 have kids, man. A lot of people are finished. They think, oh yeah, life is great, man. I got a wife and 2 kids. You know, MGTOW was also correct. You know, I know a lot of people don't like MGTOW, but MGTOW was also correct. Because if you had a wife and kids, you're toast as well. You know, unless you're rich. You know, that's the truth. Who can afford to take a family of 4, 5, 6, you know, to another country when you don't even have a job? You know, how are you going to do that? You know, so you're not going to be able to do that. That's the thing. I mean, I had a plan. Okay? My plan was foiled by the restrictions. The restrictions foiled my plan. My plan was very simple. Somebody just came up behind me. It was a bike. I thought it was somebody trying to attack me. But anyways, yeah, so my plan was foiled, man. My plan was to go to New Zealand for 6 months, Auckland. Then, after the 6 months had elapsed, head off to Southeast Asia. That was my plan because I thought New Zealand was open. That was my plan. I thought New Zealand was open, but it's not. New Zealand's closed. So I got to either stay here and wait for Asia to open, which I think it will soon. I think Phuket, you know, Phuket looks like a nice place. You know, and I'm not. Don't think about going there for chicks. I'm not interested in chicks. I'm interested in getting out of the West, number one. Number two, finding a place that I want to live. Then you can think about chicks. You know, it's all about getting yourself out of the West, bro, and building a sustainable income. I don't care what it is. But yeah, man, Sweden's open. I want to know what you guys think. Where do you guys want to go? Sweden's open. You know, South America's open, but the whole American continent is finished. Not just USA, no. USA, Canada, Mexico, Brazil, they're all finished, man, done, dusted. They're gonna be in lockdown forever, man, until 2022. Done, sayonara, good night. Asians are too, how do I say it? Cautious. Too cautious, man. Open up. They're gonna have to open up, man. Africa's open, most of it. The Dominican Republic's open. That's a good option for some of you guys. Some of you guys in the US, the Dominican Republic's a good option. I think. Cheap, cost of living. You know, cheap cost of living. So yeah, I mean, because if you're in the USA, you can't go to Sweden. And I probably won't be able to go to Sweden ever either, once they put the restrictions. You know, I might have to go to Africa, but Sweden's open though. You know, if you want to go to Sweden, Ognash, you know, if you want to go to Sweden, it's open. I don't really have much of an interest in Sweden. Too cold, man. But yeah. There's countries, man, and don't think that. You say you don't like Asia, you can get out, you don't like Asia. Have you been to Asia? It's not time to be picky, man, honestly. It's not time to be picky. Because at the end of the day, man, this is basically like you're a refugee. You got to think of it like you're a refugee, bro. You got to go, because at the end of the day, you're going to suffer and they're going to close off the travel entirely. You know, they're going to, you know, you guys don't realize they're going to close off travel entirely. Listen to David Icke. I know some people think David Icke is crazy. You know, I thought so too. And, you know, I'm not a huge fan of David Icke. Don't think I'm a big David Icke fanboy, no. But he's been spot on throughout this pandemic. You can't fault the guy. You can't fault the guy. Throughout his coverage of this pandemic has been impeccable. He said everything correct. You know, he said everything correct. So I trust David Icke when it comes to this pandemic. Other things, no, I'm wishy-washy about him. But when it comes to this pandemic, David Icke is spot on. Of course, David Icke's not going to leave Britain, you know, and that's fine, but I am going to leave, you know. And there's a protest, I think this weekend, Battersea Park, I think. You might see me at that protest, I don't know. You might see me doing a live stream at that protest, you know, but, so yeah. You don't like Asia? There's New Zealand, when it opens. Australia, no, don't go to Australia actually, it's bad. Australia is very draconian. But New Zealand is an option. Sweden's an option. Belarus, Serbia, you know, these countries are open, man. I mean, I don't want to learn complex languages, that's the thing, I mean. Belarus, Serbia, I mean, you know, have that one guy, what's that MGTOW guy called? Viking Travel or something like that. He was in Estonia. He went to Estonia to get laid. I mean, you know, that guy is so funny, bro. Have you guys seen this guy? This This these MGTOW guy, Viking Travel or something like that. This guy, bro. I mean, Canadian guy. He's he's talking about, yo, the Tinder in these countries, man. It's not good. I mean, you know, the guy doesn't want to admit it, but he's struggling with women in his own country. You know, but he's not a bad YouTuber though. He's not. He doesn't like. He's not super incelly like these other guys. He's all right, man. He's not too bad. He whines and complains, but he's not too. What about the language barrier? Well, I mean, that's why I told you. When New Zealand opens, you can go there. You can get by with English in Sweden. You know, you can get by with English in Sweden. Didn't you know that? Legendary journey. You don't need to speak. And Africa as well speaks Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya. And they, oh, I don't want to go to some African shithole. I know you guys are going to say that because you've been brainwashed by Donald Trump. I'll go there. I'll go there because in those countries you're free, but I don't want to go there. But if I have to, I'll go there, man. English is a widely spoken language, bro. You know, English is a widely spoken language in Africa. So that's the thing. I mean, if you speak English and French, you pretty much control the whole of Africa, apart from Egypt. I'm not sure about Egypt, but you pretty much control the whole of Africa if you speak English and French, man. It's crazy. Apart from like a few countries, maybe 5 or 10 countries at max, you can control the whole of Africa with just English and French, bro. That's the crazy thing. You know? But yeah, man, I mean, you said in Switzerland right now, and although the most stable place in Europe, what do you mean by stable? I don't know. The social climate is abysmal, especially since 2020. Well, everywhere's like that. But, you know, I'm shooting for survival, man. I don't want to have to, you know, because your rights are going to be severely curtailed. I would rather be in a country where they don't know who I am, you know. They don't know who I am. I'm just some stupid foreigner, you know. I'd rather be in a country they don't know who the hell I am, bro. Because, I mean, they got all this data on you in this country. And, you know, I feel like, you know, a lot of countries never had a pandemic in terms of the numbers. We know the numbers are, you know, manipulated, but a lot of countries never had a pandemic. And I think those are safe countries to go to. I think countries that had a pandemic, you got to get out of them because those are the countries where they're going to be implementing these draconian policies. David Icke calls it fascism. The Economist says mass homelessness in the US soon and plundering of pensions. Well, I mean, homelessness, I can see that happening because the reality of the situation is these prices aren't coming down. The cost of living is not coming down. You know, it's not coming down. It's not just going to come down just because we're in an economic depression. You know, once they end those stimulus checks and these packages that they have, goodness me, it's going to be a nightmare. You know, it's going to be a nightmare, bro. But what we're going to see is rich men, powerful men are going to dominate, you know, the women. I mean, that's what we're going to see. Women don't realize that there is an economic depression coming. I predicted it will be an end of the oofy doofy theory. You know, I predicted that. You know, I predicted it will be the end of the oofy doofy theory, bro. I've always wanted to move to abroad, but it's pretty complicated getting a citizenship. Take it one step at a time, man. One step at a time. Why are you talking about citizenship? You haven't even traveled. Listen, you got to think about it like this, right? You as a guy, you're in a pandemic right now. Okay, you're gonna be in a pandemic until 2022. Okay, it's not gonna disappear next year with the vaccine. Don't believe that nonsense. "Oh, it's going away next year. The vaccines are gonna kill it." No, that's a lie, bro. The vaccine is not gonna end this pandemic. Okay, so, and if you don't believe me, the WHO has already said that it's gonna end in 2022. You know, so I'm not just making it up. Okay, so we got another 1.5 years left. I'm just estimating that it's gonna end middle 2022. It's not gonna end in the winter, is it? Because the winter is still in flu season, so it has to end no sooner than April 2022. We have to assume that. Okay, so he also claims it's pointless to flee to other countries. He says gold and other stuff will be useless. He propagates productivity. Online biz for you exam. I don't know. I don't know if gold will be useless, bro. I mean, gold is a precious metal that, because you gotta understand that, China there's still gonna be a demand. I mean, not every country is gonna be economically destroyed. Africa, this might be Africa's opportunity to get a one up on everybody else, man. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm delusional, but I feel like, this might be an opportunity because Africa's open. As a continent, Africa's doing the right thing. They're encouraging people to come over. I believe there's going to be a mass exodus. I believe. Just drop the phone. It's okay, though. It's okay. Just put that back in. Is the sound still on? Is the sound still on? I don't know. I don't know if the sound is still on, but tell me if the sound is still on. Should be. Yeah, so, they're doing the right thing in Africa by staying open, man. I don't want to talk too loudly. I should talk kind of low because I don't want. Yeah, so let's have a look. I'd be a dwarf in Sweden. So what, bro? And I don't think you'd be a dwarf in Sweden. A lot of people are gonna go to Sweden. I don't really fancy Sweden. It's too cold. But in the summer, if that's my only option in the summer, I'll go there. It's too cold though, man. Oh, the Caribbean's open as well. I mentioned the Dominican Republic, but St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua, Bahamas, all these Caribbean countries, they're open, man. You can go there. Enjoy your Caribbean countries, bro. They're good countries. I mean, people go there to what do you call it? The tax. I forgot what you call it, man. My mind has gone blank. But people go there. People go there, man. And watch Nomad Capitalist, guys. Nomad Capitalist, you have to make over 500,000 to join his thing, man. I'll make 500,000 a year. And a lot of these countries are going to be inviting rich people over. Like, if you got 500,000, you can get into Monaco. Monaco's its own country, right? Are they in lockdown? I don't know. But you can go to Monaco, you can go to Dubai. There's a lot of places that's open, man. In Dubai, the rich people are all in Dubai right now having a blast, bro. Like, and the poor people are, like I say, poor people suffer in this society, bro. Like, the poor people are treated like garbage. But I told you, stop being poor. I told you guys, this money thing is legit, bro. He advises moving to the countryside and becoming frugal. Self-sufficiency, like growing your own food. Well, I mean, I can see where that's coming from. I can see where that's coming from. He said, Genghis Khan's laid back in the day. What the hell has that got to do? What the hell has that got to do with this video, bro? Genghis Khan, I mean, what is this guy on? Anyways, So yeah, I mean, look, if you want to move to the countryside, you can do that. But what's better, being in the countryside in a first world country where they know all the details, they know who you are. I mean, ultimately, the countryside is going to be cold anyway. I don't know if I said that right, but the countryside, because we got to understand is that, I mean, I don't want to get into the whole talk of cashless society and all that, but Sweden is a cashless society. Sweden, they don't accept, you know, cash, which is, I'm surprised because Sweden, it's bizarre that nobody can tell us why Sweden is not going along with the program. And why are they allowed not to go along with the program? It's like, what is this trick? Because there might be a trick here. It's bizarre. Why is Sweden not going with the program? You guys got any theories? Because it only can be theories because nobody knows. But it's bizarre, man. I guess they don't care about Sweden though. But yeah, Switzerland is decent. The German economists moved here too, but too expensive and hard to connect socially. Well, look, Sweden, what do they speak there? Germans, French, Italian, stuff like that. I mean, Sweden, I mean, Switzerland, and that doesn't appeal to me, bro, at all. I mean, Switzerland to me is just not, I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know. No, you don't know why, man. You don't know why. Nobody knows. There's no reason why you would know, because Sweden are virtue signalers. Nah, man, Sweden is a good country, bro. I used to think Sweden was a soft country, but Sweden is tough, man. They're tough. I mean, they stood up against adversity, man. They stood up against the whole world, bro, along with Belarus. They stood up and they fought, man. They fought all the lies and deception and stood there at the top, and now they're enjoying it, man. They're enjoying it. I mean, they're enjoying what is there, man. I mean, and the thing is, like, a lot of you guys, I mean, we got people like Nunya Basnas here talking about Genghis Khan slayed back in. I mean, that guy's not serious. I mean, a lot of you guys who watch my videos aren't serious about this, man. You just think this is a joke. I mean, this ain't a joke, man. Do you think people like Josh James are gonna come out of this pandemic? Do you think Josh James is ever gonna get his fantasy of owning land and having a family with Sarah? The guy's 33 years old and still works in a warehouse, bro. He thinks he's gonna ever own land. He's living in fantasy world, bro. The only land he's ever gonna own is in RPG games, bro. Some people are really stupid, man. Look, man, Elon Musk, that guy is trying to put chips in your brain, man. I mean, you think Elon Musk gives a toss about you, bro? You must be. I mean, I know this guy's trolling. Why do you troll, man? I'm not gonna respond to you. I mean, you become the new Wild Bill, man. Why are you trolling for? This is serious talk, man. This is serious talk, man. So, you've been watching too much Face LMS, bro. Another clown. The guy doesn't even talk about economics, bro. He call himself Face LMS. He doesn't talk about status or money. But you call him, the guy's a troll anyway. I mean, a lot of these guys are just trolling. They don't really believe that nonsense they're talking about, But honestly, man, I'm just waiting for certain countries to open, man. When New Zealand opens, I don't think New Zealand's gonna. Somebody said New Zealand won't open until 2022. I may have to go to Africa, bro. You might see me in Tanzania, bro. You might see me in Tanzania with giraffes and lions in the background, bro. I don't know, bro. I might go to Tanzania, bro. I don't know. I mean, it's interesting, but why New Zealand? Well, because there's no pandemic there. You can do what you want, number one. Number two, I don't have to learn a new language. If I go to Thailand right now, If I was in Thailand right now, they would treat me like crap because I don't want to wear a face mask. You know, that's the thing. If Asia is, they're too scared. I mean, that's the one thing about Asia. Like I like Asia once the pandemic is done. I'll go to Asia in 2022. But even in 2022, they might still be wearing face masks. But you know, facing LMS is a BBC Tyrone. Oh, facing LMS is, I mean, calling a man a BBC, that's kind of gay, bro. Are you gay on your business? Is it you that said men will become gay if there's too many men? Is it you that said that? One guy said men will become gay. Men will become gay if there's too many men around, which is not true. This area is all men, bro. You barely see any women. There's no gay, there's no homosexuality here. Well, there is some actually, but it's not many, bro. So you can't say that, bro. What would my advice be to Just James be? Well, work 100 hours a week. Okay, keep doing your minimum wage job. If you don't have any money, you has to. Just James have some silver and gold. Sell it. Sell it. Sell your silver and gold right now. He's not going to sell it though. He's too stubborn. Sell your silver and gold right now. It's probably worth about 2,000. Sell it. You say, oh, it might be worth more in the future. It's not about the future. You have no future if you remain in Northern Ireland. I'll tell you that much. But Just James is not going to listen to me. Sell the gold and silver coins. Sell everything. All right. Keep working your minimum wage job. Now you got about 3,000 maybe. Start the online business. And you're good, man. You're good. That's all he has to do. It's not that hard. Like, if he works 100 hours a week for like 6 months to a year, he don't really have a year to be. Well, I don't know. I don't know how long flights are going to be open, but he doesn't even need to do a year because if he's got 3,000, he can start the online business within 6 months. He can have an income coming in. He can have an income coming in. That's the thing. So he's not going to have a lot of money to live off, but he's going to have an income, even if he's making 1,000 a month. That's enough to get by in some of these countries, but he's not. Just James is a simp. I mean, he's obsessed with this Italian girl, and there's no way he's going to be able to generate enough money to move in with a girl and live in Europe. I mean, it's just not realistic. We're in a really economic depression, bro. Lots of business opportunities in Africa. There is. China's doing it. I mean, also they might target you as a foreigner at some point. In Asia is not really violent though. I mean, I don't know if they become violent throughout the pandemic, but Asia is not really a violent place. Bitcoin will crash soon too. Well, I mean, you're such a doomer. I mean, you always talk about, I don't know, bro. I'm not an expert in Bitcoin, but Dan Pena said it's going to go to zero, but I don't know. I mean, I think it's worth putting 20,000 into Bitcoin. Well, I don't know. I mean, for me, it's worth putting 20,000, but Litecoin, altcoin, all these different coins. I mean, everyone needs to sell whatever gold and silver they have immediately. The bubble will burst soon at some point. I mean, there's no point keeping your gold and silver. What's the point? You're keeping it for a future that you're not going to have any future anyway. So what's the point? I mean, okay, let's look at these comments. I'm 20 years old, currently university, and failing a lot of courses and depressed also. Why do you have to put that listen, man, you're sounding like Just James, okay? Don't act like Just James, please. Don't act like Just James, okay? You're 20 years old, you're in university. University is a waste of money. I've been there. I failed just like you. Actually, I just got a marginal pass. But the thing is, it was a waste of time, man. I would say just quit, man. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know if your parents will kick you out if you quit, but just fail, man. Just don't. I mean, what I would say, just start online business, bro. I know you guys say it's not easy to start online business, but it kind of is. I mean, You don't have to do something. It's just to get you enough money to get out of the country. If you run out of money, you run out of money, bro. Like, well, actually, no, that's not. You can't just say if you run out of money, you run out of money. But I mean, I could run out of money, but if I run out of money, the thing is, you're monitoring your money. You're not just gonna run out of money. If you got 50 grand and you go down to 10 grand, then you're gonna stop. But the thing is, with me, I got options. I can just start selling courses to people. You know, I might end up on Mike Winnett's Entrepreneur Bingo. No, I'm joking. I'm not gonna scam people. A lot of people who sell courses are legit. A lot of people who sell courses are legit, bro. Like, Ty Lopez is a scammer. What's that kid's name? Caleb Maddox. These guys are scammers, but a lot of people who sell courses are real. So they're not all scammers. Let's have a look at the rest of this chat. BTC went from 11K to 18K in like a week. Exactly. It wasn't a week, it was a month, wasn't it? I don't think it was a week, but I want to stay in a Christian country. Well, I mean, look, I don't know why you think these Western countries are Christianity, bro. I mean, is there such thing as a Christian country? I don't think so. Maybe Russia, maybe those Orthodox Romania, but there's no Christian country in the West, bro. I think they're just Christian in name. I mean, yeah, they got beautiful churches, but nobody's in them. All others are a mess anyways. I wouldn't say that, man. China's not a mess. China's dominating the world, bro. Not saying that I want to be in China, but nothing wrong with being a virgin. Anybody can hire an escort. It's nothing wrong with it, exactly. But people like Just James keep complaining. Do you work 100 hours a week? I have a hard time working 8 hours a day. How can you work 100 hours a week? Force yourself. Force. I sleep. Sometimes I sleep in my chair, bro. Like, I don't sleep the whole night in my chair, but I'm working to the night, right? I sleep sitting down. This is what you have to do, because look, I benefited from it. Now I don't have to suffer in the pandemic. I'm here because I didn't have a passport. I just got my passport today because my passport expired during the pandemic and they didn't allow you to apply. So that's the reason why I couldn't get out. That's the thing. But I don't know if I'm even gonna leave. I know that people don't. Well, I don't want to get into a religious discussion here. At 20, what do you say? At 20 is the perfect time to develop habits, dude. I plan on losing my V card to a high-class escort soon. What? Look, bro, this is the problem with you. What the hell? This is some. Oh my God, man. Stop thinking about. You're not doing NoFap, are you? You're not doing. I mean, this is the crux of the problem, and I don't believe Just James is doing NoFap either. Because when you do NoFap, you don't think about, like, you think about women, but you're not thinking about sex in that way, though. When you do NoFap, you're not doing that. Yeah, you're gonna look at a woman and identify her as attractive, but you're not desperate to, get laid. You're not doing NoFap. That's part of the problem. Once you do NoFap, it's gonna go away. You're not gonna be desperate. You can't afford to be wasting money. Do you want to stay in it? Because I'm telling you, these countries are finished. They're finished. There's no future. What kind of economy you're going to be walking into in 2000? You're going to be on universal basic income. The rich people are going to be laughing at everybody. We're going into a real hell, Was I a doomer? Yes. At one point I was a doomer. But not to that extent, though. Not like Faisal Ahmed's crazy. Even when I was a lookers and believer, I didn't take it to Faisal Ahmed's level. I just thought that being good looking is an advantage. I didn't think like, oh, women only go for talent. That's just stupid. I mean, I didn't take it to that extreme level. I mean, Just James should. Oh, so why are you talking about sex? You guys are sex obsessed, bro. You love sex. I mean, I don't care if listen, when I go to other countries, I'm not going there to get women, bro. I think that a life without women is a more good life. You don't want to be with women at a time of economic uncertainty. I would take UBI right now to invest in it or make more money with it somehow. But UBI is pittance, is 1,000 a month though. I mean, you telling me you cannot make 1,000, bro? I mean, how you guys don't have savings? I mean, ain't you 40 years old? Like, ain't you? I mean, I don't understand like how you don't have like at least 50,000 to your name. I don't understand it. I mean, like, come on now, man. You guys been single for that long. Like, being single is when you think about it, being single is like being rich in a sense. I mean, you don't have to do anything to have. What would I do with 50K right now? Let me answer this one first. What the moment you made start to change? What was the moment that made me start? I realized that, I'm gonna be poor forever. I was playing video games 4 hours a day. I was struggling to get up in the morning. And the reality of the situation is, I said, do I want to live like this forever? You're watching these videos and you're watching these people and you're seeing people living better than you, and you say, why are they living better than me? And then you say, are they superior to me? You say, why can't I do that? Then you say, I can do that, but I didn't make the right choices. If this pandemic hit in 2017, I'd be in trouble. I've only been able to get out of the country since 2018. If this pandemic hit in 2017, I'd be in trouble, What would you do with 50K? Well, if you got 50K, you can, I mean, it's up to you. I mean, I don't see, it's dependent upon your knowledge, It's dependent upon your knowledge. I want to start up a YouTube channel to make money because that's another stream of income. I want to start up new businesses as well. Just have your money in different places. That's what I would recommend. I'm a doomer right now. Being a doomer, I don't think it's a good idea. I'm gonna finish this soon anyway. I think I should finish because I don't want to be out here too late, man. It's almost, this is not the safest area in the world. I'm a doomer right now. Yeah, I'm not a doomer, man. I'm not a doomer, but the thing is, right, if you're a doomer right now, the reason why you're a doomer is because you haven't accomplished anything in your life. If you were, no, wait a second, I need to answer this one and then I'll answer that one, then I'm done. The thing, you can only be successful with a high IQ. That's a lie, bro. That's a flat out lie. High IQ is not the reason why people are successful, man. Stop talking about IQ. You guys, 4chaners and incels, are obsessed with IQ. I see, oh, you have high IQ. Most of you guys have low IQ, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with having a low IQ. Having a low IQ is respectable. A lot of successful people have low IQ. The thing is that you're looking at the Elon Musks and the Bill Gates of the world. Do you think that everybody who's successful has a high IQ, bro? No. It's about mindset. What kind of mindset do you have? What are your ambitions? What's your level of ambition? There's a good video by Dan Pena, who does piss me off a lot of the time with the stuff he says, but he does speak some truth as well. And Dan Pena said, we've had people from 80 IQ to 100 something IQ, right? And he said, some of you guys, let's say every one of you guys had 100 IQ. For some of you guys, I'm giving. For some of you guys, I'm taking. Can anybody have 100, 1,000, 10,000 times more IQ than anybody here? The answer is no. So why do people achieve 100, 1,000, 10,000 times more than you? He said, because they dream bigger than you. That's the thing. They dream bigger than you. You don't have any ambition. Most YouTubers have low IQ. Does Logan Paul have a high IQ? Does PewDiePie have a high IQ? The low IQ is beneficial in a lot of ways. Think about it. Most entertainers have low IQ. You think Logan Paul has a high IQ? His IQ is probably 96. I mean, I'm being generous. Logan Paul's an effing moron. Most entertainers and most singers have a low IQ. Most sports stars have a low IQ. Now, I'm not saying you can go out there and be a sports star, but the reality of the situation is this whole IQ stuff is a lie. You don't need a high IQ to be successful. So stop, that one guy in America who flips burgers. He makes 150,000 a year flipping burgers in Harlem. He maybe has low IQ. I think he probably does. I'm a doomer right now. Listen, if you want to be a doomer, that's up to you. But at the end of the day, your life ain't going to change. Do you want your life to change? You got to force yourself. You got to force yourself into new habits, man. Force yourself into new habits. What do they say? What's the saying? Old habits die. What's the saying? I don't know. I forgot the saying, man. But a guy can start a house painting, a drywall installation business, and make a ton of money. You don't need to be smart to get rich. Yeah, I mean, house painting, do you make a ton of money from that? But you can turn anything into a very good venture. I'm going to finish soon. I'm just going to get to the end of this. You can turn anything into a good venture, bro. I know a guy that made 200K and a house doing janitorial cleaning contracts. Even if you're scrubbing toilets, just commit to being the best toilet scrubber you can and have the drive to succeed. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, you can make a meal out of anything. Like I said, there's a guy in Harlem who makes 150,000 around about. Somebody said in the YouTube comments, flipping burgers. Are you going to become a multi-millionaire? No. I mean, there's a guy that was, the flaming hot Cheetos. The flaming hot Cheetos. I think I mentioned this before. The flaming hot Cheetos, right? There was a competition to come up with a new flavor of Cheetos. I think it was I don't know if it was amongst the Cheetos, the people who work for the company, Frito-Lay, I think it's called. I think it was amongst the staff, right? And there was this one guy. He was a janitor, right? He's a multimillionaire now, but he was a janitor. He came up with the idea of flaming hot Cheetos. How did he come up with the idea? He saw that there was a pattern, okay, of the flavor of snacks, okay. There was no snack with a hot flavor. This was back in the 90s, I believe. There was no snack with a hot flavor. And he saw that the Asian and Hispanic immigrants coming into the USA had a flavor and had a taste for a hot snack like they had in their countries. So what he did, he came up with the idea of flaming hot Cheetos. And he presented that and he won the competition. And that's how he did. So he went from a janitor to becoming a multimillionaire off of that. And it became a multi-million brand. So that's the thing. You just have to understand patterns and trends. He was a janitor. He had low IQ. High IQ people don't work as janitor, but he made more money than most people with high IQ. Why? Because he understood the patterns and the trends. That's what it is. That's what entrepreneur is. Okay, sum up your plan, Unreal. New Zealand, and then which Asian country? Probably Phuket, but it depends. It depends. Probably Phuket, man. Thailand. Well, the thing is with Asia, you can have servants. You can have servants in Asia. Like, I'm not going to live in a castle with servants like Dan Peña. I'm not going to be that rich, but you can have servants, man. You can have People do all the cleaning and cooking. You can live like a king with 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month, expenses. I can envision myself. I just can't envision myself in Asia if things go bad, right, without any. Well, I'm just about to finish, but explain that. Why would you have a safety net in other countries? You know, why wouldn't you have a safety net in other countries? If I become rich, if I become super rich, which I will, actually I can't say well, I'm going to say that I will. I can go to Monaco, I can go to Dubai, I could even go to, there's a super city in Saudi Arabia they're building, Neom. I could even go there, man. They will take people. I can go to St. Lucia, the Caribbean islands. What's that one that Nomad Capitalist? Get watching Nomad Capitalist. That's one thing. Start watching Nomad Capitalist. Hell by the Dashboard Light has high IQ. Well, he has high IQ, but he has no ambition. He has no. I mean, why is his life a mess? Does the guy even have a house? I mean, he might be homeless. He's always in his car. You never see him like he might be homeless. I mean, it's a strange channel that he only makes videos. I think the guy's homeless because I don't know. I haven't watched that guy in like years. But why all his videos are streams in the car? The guy's probably homeless. I mean, but yeah. I mean, let's talk about. I'm about to finish, man. I need to finish. It's getting too late, bro. I don't want to get. I'm out here on myself, bro. Anyway, what's my whole thing with Asia? I don't have no thing with Asia, bro. I just told you I'll go to any country. I'm not some sex tourist like hiding in my room who's got a fetish for Japan. I'll go to any country. Africa, Asia, Middle East, except North America and South America. Those are only places I won't go, but I'll go to the Caribbean. Caribbean's a bit different because it's islands, but only North America and South America is finished. Get out of North America, get out of South America now, before it's too late. Asian women were, if you want Asian women, just go to, don't be a sex tourist, but let me just finish this. The meme of Asian geo-maxing. Why would you go to a different country, like business or what? Have you not been watching? Have you not been watching, bro? Like, or have you just come? Of course you have to go to a different country. These countries are finished. What do you think is going to happen in 2022 when the pandemic is declared over? You think it's just going to go back, things are just going to go back to normal? Come on now. There's been no productivity. Barely. You think about it. People are working from home. Are they actually doing any work? Cities are going to go bankrupt. Local councils are going to go bankrupt. We're heading for a disaster. China's not heading for a disaster because they've been active since summer of the summer just gone. These other countries that like Japan, Korea, they're active, man. They've been doing New Zealand. They've been doing stuff. It's obvious that it's over, man. It's obvious, man. This is not. And I'm not saying you have to give up your citizenship. You don't have to. Nomad Capitalist did it. Nomad Capitalist gave up his citizenship. He decided that it's not worth it to be an American citizen anymore. I think Nomad Capitalist I think he's in Belarus, and I think he sometimes spends time in Malaysia too. Belarus is, if you like Belarus is pretty open, but you're gonna have to learn Russian, or I think they have their own language. But yeah, how about Germany's finished, bro? Germany is done, man. Good night, man. Good night to Mercedes-Benz, man. You're talking about Asian women. Why are you talking about women, bro? Like, you guys are really obsessed with women, man. Like, I don't understand how you're that obsessed with women, but you're not getting them. I mean, you would think women would, if you're spending that much time trying to get women, I mean, how much time do you spend per week trying to get women? You know? I mean, I don't know, man, but I don't really care about women. I mean, once you do NoFap, I mean, you just don't care anymore. I live in Germany. Well, get the hell out of Germany then. Get the hell out of Germany, bro. What the hell you want to live in Germany for? Germany is finished, man. I mean, you go, oh, I was born, I was raised in Germany. So what? So what? You know? So what if you were born and raised in Germany? Does it matter? Do you want to take a vaccine? Because they're gonna afford, and they're gonna. If you're poor, I mean, if you're rich, you can take the chance, but rich people might be able to get away with it. But I mean, entrepreneurs in cars chase excellence, not women. I have too high sex drive to do no. You're just talking nonsense, bro. NoFap is the savior for men. We like to bash a lot of people. We like to bash MGTOW, but MGTOW was right all along. You might say MGTOW was right for the wrong reasons, but you might say MGTOW was right for the wrong reasons, but MGTOW was right. Because if you followed MGTOW and you followed what I was saying, you never had kids. I mean, people like you, none of your business. I mean, you don't have kids, bro. You don't have kids. So if you don't have kids, none of your business, you are safe. I mean, I don't want to have kids in this kind of climate. They force kids to wear face masks. I mean, it's crazy. They're forcing kids, and the kids are taking the face mask off to get oxygen, and the teachers are put it on. This is like Nazi fascism. I mean, what the hell's going on here? Do you want to have kids? I mean, it's like, no, man. I mean, no, it's not about I'm against kids. It's just what they're doing nowadays. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. What do you think about the demographics question that Hilbert? I don't know what he's pushing, but if you're talking about the demographics, there's not enough women out there. I mean, there's not enough women in this area, but if I go to a different area, there's plenty of women. You got to be in the right area. This area is probably 70% male. I don't see any women on the streets, and if I do, they're old women, single mothers. But if you go to a different area, you have to, if you want to, I mean, I don't want to talk about women because the West is finished anyway, but let's assume it wasn't finished. You have to go to the areas where women like to go and socialize. You have to live there. If you live in the areas where women like to go and socialize, then obviously you're going to have a much better chance of getting women. But most of you guys are too poor. Most of you guys are too poor to live in areas where where women are going. You guys are poor. That's why I tell everyone to make 100,000 a year. If you're making at least 100,000 a year, you can live in an area where there's a lot of women around. If you're living in some dog shit area that women don't like to go, you might like it. I mean, I don't mind living in a male area because you don't see a lot of homosexuals. I'm not saying that I'm homophobic, but I don't like to see men walking down the street or women walking down the street as a couple. You don't see that and this is why I said before that it's ridiculous, this idea that in male-dominated areas men will turn gay. That's nonsense. In male-dominated areas, men will not turn gay because I only saw one gay couple in this area for like years. So, I like living in male-dominated areas, but it's not good for women, though. That's the thing. Okay. Even if you move to another area, you need game. Well, I never said game doesn't work. I never said that you don't need game. Everything is a game when you think about it, because when you talk to a female, she's talking to other men. So you have to compete with those other men. You have to have something about you that's going to appeal to that female. I never said that game isn't true. But their kind of game that they're promoting a specific. I'm saying you have to have something that appeals to them. That could be Oofy Doofy as well. Oofy Doofy can appeal to women. But the PUA won't admit that women can go for those kind of guys. That's the problem I have with the PUA. It's not the fact that game doesn't work. Game works, actually. It does work. If you're having bad success with women, it's because you look like SH. Well, not necessarily. Not necessarily. I mean, I gotta finish this off, man. Let me just see if there's any important questions. Going to another country won't solve. Bro, what do you think this is? Unstoppable Force. I've never seen you on here before. What do you think this is a PUA channel or some kind of, this is not about getting laid, bro. I'm not even for that. I'm not even for sex tourism. I'm against it. You know. What do you think this is, bro? And I agree with you that you need some game. I mean, moving to North Korea, nope. If you use money to try and get women, it shows that you're unattractive. This is not a dating channel, bro. You know. Should you use money to get women? If you want to, that's up to you. Anyway, a smaller town in the US to find out which Asian countries, the ones that open. I think Phuket is opening soon. No, it's not a dating channel, bro. You're smoking weed. I'm gonna block you if you keep. Lookism guys are they are homosexuals. They are. I mean, a lot of things make you gay in this society. A lot of people don't realize it, but a lot of things make you gay in this society. Lookism guys are gay, you know. They're not straight. Hiding in my room is gay, you know. Lookism guys are obsessed with sex. Obsession with sex is one step away from being a homosexual. Okay, let me just say, last question. Which Asian countries? Phuket is opening. Vietnam. Okay. Vietnam is a good shout. It's cheap. I heard they're looking for English teachers in Vietnam right now. You know. Cambodia is a, very poor country, but people go there. Indonesia, Malaysia, I don't think they're going to be open for some time. Philippines, same thing. I think you're looking at Vietnam, Cambodia, and Thailand. I think that's it. Does Vietnam have a city or the only... Yeah, the rice farmers, man. I like Vietnam, man. I think they're cool, man. I like Vietnam, but yeah, so yeah, they got a city, man. They got a city, Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City. Vietnam, man, is a good place. I mean, a good place. So yeah, man. It's the Unreal Man here, the Truth and Manosphere. Watch out for videos on Hiding in My Room and Just James coming soon, okay? Make sure you watch those videos, bro. I'm about to expose Just James for what he really is, bro. 100% Just James is getting exposed. And Hiding in My Room, I'm just going to make fun of him. So yeah, it's Unreal Man here, the Truth and Manosphere. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. And make sure to hit that notification bell so you are informed